megalodon, the biggest carnivorous fish that's ever lived.
And it would be so fantastic if I could get this camera onto his back.
I'm going to try from the platform, keep the bait ball above, watch the shark, and see if we can get it in a line along here.
Det her er Nigel Marvin. Han er zoolog og ekspert i at takle farlige dyr. Men hans nyeste eventyr sætter hans mod på store prøver. Han har forladt det 21. århundredes tryghed og er rejst tilbage i forhistorien. Han har sat sig for at besøge alle tiders 7 farligste have og at stå ansigt til ansigt med de mest skræmmende havdyr, der har levet på vores planet. Foreløbig er han sluppet levende fra 4 have, men forud venter de 2 farligste, beboet af den fæleste samling rovdyr, som naturen har opfundet. Og allerførst skal han lige overleve en 15 meter lang haj ved navn Megalodon.
You idiot! Don't move that chum bag till you can see the shark! Winch it up quick! I'm sorry I called you an idiot. I was scared when I fell in, but
that
thanks,
was fantastic. Mate. Well done.
Well done. Oh. I hope we get some shots with that.
Kameraet var indrettet til at frigøre sig fra hajen og flyde op til overfladen. Og efter et par dage opfangede de signalet.
There it is, look, just ahead of us. Come on. We should have a precious and unique cargo. The camera seems okay, there's no damage here. A bit of shark fin. So what's happened is either rubbed this off on rocks on the bottom or something. I just hope it was on long enough to get some really great footage. Look, we've got something. The camera's working.
Nu blev det spændende, for kameraet havde overlevet de prøvelser, hajen havde bragt det igennem. De befinder sig i Pliocæn-tiden og vil prøve at følge en megalodons hverdag, og heldigvis har de fået nogle fantastiske billeder.
It's a silhouette there, look. Whether it's an Odobonosatops or whatever. You see that? And this could be great if we got a kill. He's going down. He is attacking, look! Crikey! Wow! Oh, God, look! See that again. The footage we got with the shark cam, it's better than I could have ever hoped. It is so unique. Just watch this. The shark, it's down below, there's a shape up there. It's not an Odobonosatops. It's actually a species of whale. The shark's gone down so it can get more momentum when it attacks. It's accelerating now. And the violence of this impact, look at that. Cloud of blood, that's what knocked the camera off. And Megalodon, this is extraordinary. It's a species of shark that actually attacks living whales, and pretty big ones at that.
Men selv den største af alle hajer kan ikke beskytte sig mod den istid, der nærmer sig. Snart skal havene blive koldere, og hvalerne, der har meget kropsfedt, tilpasser sig de nye tider og flytter efterhånden til polarhavene. Imens er megalodonen tvunget til at blive i de varmere have omkring ækvator. Men dens byttedyr er væk, og arten uddør simpelthen af sult. Nu kan Nigel forlade alle tiders 3. farligste hav. Forude venter juraperioden. Han må rejse bagud i tiden fra 4 millioner år til 155 millioner år før vor tid. Jura er midt i dinosaurernes tid og er hjemsted for nogle af de største dyr, der har levet på jorden. Kun overgået af de uhyrer, der lever i havet.
I've come to the Jurassic because this is a land of monstrous creatures. On the land there are giant dinosaurs, and here in the water, well, look at that. That's a shoal of lead-ichthys, and they are the biggest fish that have ever lived. As big as those fish are, there are predators nearly as large that attack them. And that's what I'm here for, to see some of the most massive marine reptiles that have ever lived. And they must be 75 or 80 feet long. Of giants are sustained by the tiniest creatures that live in the sea. What they do is they filter out any tiny plankton, any small animals floating in the ocean. At this time of year, though, they're living on their fat reserves, and that really sorts out the healthy fish from the sick ones. You can see over there, there's one that can't quite keep up with the shoal, it's just at the edge there. Already it's attracting some of the smaller predators in these Jurassic seas. And there, over there, Metriorhynchus, you just wouldn't expect that. It's a kind of marine crocodile. It's totally adapted for a life in the sea. Great paddle-like feet, nothing like modern crocs. Look at the tail, there's no armour plating there. This creature has sacrificed defence for speed. Wait, that's just a bit close. Get away. Look at that, below me. It's a most bizarre shark called Hippodus. See those strange horns on the top of its head? And it's going in to feast now. Look at it twisting to get a chunk of flesh. And oh, you feel sorry for the lead-ichthys, they're actually eating it alive. Pretty unnerving being here right next to the shoal. You've got to worry about sharks, marine crocodiles, and I haven't even seen the really massive reptile I've come here for.
Men Nigel kom ikke til at vente længe.
No large predators on the first dive, but there's certainly potential prey. This is the injured lead-ichthys that we saw. We're tracking it with an acoustic tracking device, sending sound into the water. It's bouncing back off the injured fish. Not moving very fast, but we need to move to starboard now.
Okay.
Captain. As we saw on the dive, the injured lead-ichthys, it's already drawing in crocodiles and sharks. And before long, something much bigger, it's bound to come in.
This is it. Look, 4 flippers, that short, compact neck. It's approaching the lead-ichthys. It's nearly as big. That is colossal, and I'm sure this is Lipleurodon. It's the biggest carnivorous reptile ever, and it is closing down on the lead-ichthys. We've got to get this.
Peter, can you get the pole cam, mate? Quick as you can. It's pretty deep. I'll go and look on the monitor, see if I can guide you.
top. Move to the left a bit, mate. Just a bit further, a bit deeper. Just as I thought, it's a live pleurodon. Look at those flippers. It's really had a go at the least ichthyes. It's not moving a fin. It must be dead now. We've scared it. It's disappearing into the murk peat. It's just fantastic. Well done, mate. Those Lipleurodon are awe-inspiring sea monsters, and it'd be such a thrill to see them under the water. But of course, I'd need some protection, and the technicians and I have come up with this. This is a smell suit. Lipleurodon, they've got a really acute sense of smell, and we're going to use that to protect me. What we do is put a bottle on here, a bottle of noxious chemical, and if the Lipleurodon get too close, if things get a little hairy, I'll switch on this valve. There'll be an explosion of chemicals into the water. The chemical we're using is called putrescine. That's basically essence of rotting reptile flesh, and hopefully that will keep them away from me. So why did we decide on putrescine? Have a look at this. We did some field trials with young Lipleurodon in shallow water. We put the smell suit around a dummy, weighted it down, put it on the bottom, and you can see they're putting squid right in the suit. And that's to actually get the Lipleurodon excited, try to get a feeding frenzy, and see how they'll react to the smell suit. And now it's a matter of waiting. But in the first experiment, inside the smell suit, there was a chemical deterrent that keeps sharks away, and we wanted to see what would happen with these reptiles. They're very, very curious about these squid. See the release of the chemical there? Absolutely no effect at all. You'd have had your head bitten off if you'd been wearing that. The next experiment, we filled the smell suit with putrescine. And let's see what happens here. There's still squid on the dummy. They know it's not a danger to them. Here they come. Here come the Lipleurodon. See that? The putresine's released. Another one comes in, mouth open, just gives it a whack. I hope it doesn't whack me like that. But hopefully that will give me some protection when I go in with the adults. Two, 3, 4, 5. As I thought, a Lipleurodon, perhaps even a pair of them, have come back to the carcass. We've lost the light, but that doesn't matter to those animals. They live in a world of smell. We've got light so we can see. It's going to be spooky down there, though. And I'm relying on the smell suit to protect me. The cameraman's got one too. And we'll swing her out. Oh my goodness. That's enormous. Well, I am so glad the film camera's here. Nobody would believe me back at home. That's a cracking view of those teeth. They are so distinctive. That rosette of really sharp teeth at the front of the jaws there, they are like knife blades. They are piling into that fish carcass, slicing through the flesh of that lead ichthyes, and that short neck that helps them too to be more powerful. That's why they can twist off those chunks of flesh. They're not paying any attention to me. That food is really keeping them occupied. So I think I can take a calculated risk. If they do go for me, I've got the smell suit. So I'm going to move in as close as I dare.
just 20 feet away from a feeding frenzy of some really ferocious sea reptiles, but I am petrified watching this. Wow, it's coming in so close. Ah! Thank heavens this snowsuit works. But it's really time to get out of here.
Men Nigel er ikke færdig endnu. Dette var det næstfarligste hav, så nu er tiden inde til at dykke ned i helvedes akvarium. Det farligste hav nogensinde. Det er et lille hop frem i tiden til kridttiden for 75 millioner år siden. Ikke så lang tid før en gigantisk meteor pløjer sig ind i planeten og gør en ende på dinosaurerne. Den samme katastrofe vil også udslette hovedparten af de søuhyrer, vi nu skal møde.
A familiar sight on the coast of the Cretaceous. These birds are called Hesperornis. They are so vociferous it's deafening being right in the middle of a colony. They're flightless like penguins, but they're far from as cute. Look at those dagger-like bills, and inside there they've actually got teeth. But just to hold their own, Hesperornis, they have to be tough. They're around at a time when there are truly awe-inspiring predators. On the land there's T-Rex, and in the water, well, every time Hesperornis go on a fishing trip, they have to enter the deadliest sea of all time. So why is this sea more deadly than the others? It's because there's not just one predator here, there's a whole suite of them. There's frightening sharks, terrifying sea reptiles. Even the fish in here, you couldn't imagine them in your worst nightmares. I call this Hell's Aquarium. It's so jam-packed with killers.
Og det er her Hesperornis tilbringer hovedparten af deres liv. De er skabt til at dykke og har tunge knogler, der hjælper dem til at holde sig under vandet. Men det er ikke mange af dem, der bliver gamle, for i dette hav er der talløse måder at blive ædt på.
To the right a bit, to the right a bit. Oh my goodness. Keep going right. There's a real blood patch. Pass the periscope, please. With this, I should be able to have a peek into this blood bath. Hard to see what's going on there. It's such a flurry of activity down there. There's a shark gone right in the middle of the feeding frenzy. Don't know what species, there's many sharks in Cretaceous times. What is that? That is one grotesque fish. And that's more like a bulldog than a fish.
Hvis djævlen holdt fisk, vil det her være en af dem. Sifactinus. En rovfisk på op til 6 meters længde.
There's a big one coming right at the periscope. It's got a Hesperornis in its mouth. Hesperornis, they're over 6 feet long, and it's swallowing it down in one go.
Men der var noget andet, der så bekendt ud. Den truende kontur af en mosasaur. Mosasaurerne er havkrybdyr og er havets absolute herskere her i kridttiden. Deres slangeagtige udseende er ikke en tilfældighed, for de er nært beslægtede med slangerne, men de er meget grummere og langt, langt større. Denne art inde ved kysten er bare en lille pjevs på 3 meter. Men ude på det dybe lurer der kæmper på 16-18 meter. Og der vil de nu tage ud.
We're going into deeper water on our mission to find giant mosasaurs. We're actually sailing right over the top of Kansas, which sounds weird. This is the map of the US that we're used to seeing, but now in the Cretaceous, it's totally different. Look at that. The central United States are covered by a vast inland sea. I can't dive in that sea. Mosasaurs are much too dangerous. And up here, to give us early warning, the acoustic tracking device. And we've got cameras on the prow of the boat. This is the view from the forward-facing one. This is the view from the backward-facing one. If a mosasaur comes anywhere near this ship, we'll get views on video. But this is something we are particularly proud of. This is a remote-operated vehicle with a superb camera. It would be foolhardy for me to swim with mosasaurs, but we're hoping we can get this right alongside them.
De får snart selskab. Det enorme dyr med den karakteristiske kam kan kun være én ting. Ikke en fugl, men en flyveøgle ved navn Pteranodon. De fanger fisk i havet her. Men det er jo helvedes akvarium, så sommetider fanger fiskene dem. Næste morgen bliver de vækket af en grim overraskelse.
What the heck was that? We hit something with a tremendous clunk. And look, it's the body of a turtle, like no turtle alive in the 21st century. It is huge. I think it's an archelon. And you can see, look, it has been bitten in two. And it's a shame. I'd love to see one of those that's alive. But it proves that we're in giant mosasaur country. Nothing else could have done damage like that.
Og de sejler videre gennem Kridthavet, mens de holder udkig efter kæmpe mosasaurer.
Nigel, this is interesting. Check this out. There's creatures, and they are going right under the boat. This could be it.
It's not a giant mosasaur. These are some of the most exciting of sea reptiles. I've always wanted to see these. Elasmosaurus. That was the front camera. And this is the camera facing backwards. Look what they're doing. They're riding our bow wave. They're saving energy just like dolphins do. Maybe these are migrating or something. You stop the boat!
Hvis de er hurtige, kan de nu få chance til at afprøve deres ROV, deres fjernstyrede kamerabåd.
Greg, they're not scared of it at all, are they? Right to the ROV. They're diving. Can you go deeper? They're coming really close. Look, this one's investigating. Look away! Those small heads on those long necks may be a way to deceive prey. Fish would be frightened by those big bodies, but what the Elasmosaurus can do, they can sneak those heads right in the middle of a shoal and then strike. Gosh, a living archelon, one of those giant turtles. I said that I couldn't dive in this sea, it's just too dangerous. I've got to get in with that.
It's a bit risky going in here, but the ROV should be guarding me, keeping an eye out for any predators lurking around. And I just can't resist a ride on an archelon. And he must come up again for air soon. Where is he?
Nigel, Big Pete. Better get him out of the water. There's something big on the cracker.
Okay, we've just got to find him first. We're on our way out. We've got to find Nigel. There's something down there.
Quickly.
So relieved. I'm back on here. Now tell him we're coming back. Ancient Mariner.
Ancient Mariner, Nigel here.
How was your dive, Nigel?
It was a thrill to be riding the turtle, but at the end, that was scary. We're on the way back now, Captain. Okay, Nigel, over now.
There is what? Can you see him on the ROV, Greg?
Undervandskameraet havde set det hele. Måske havde mosasaurerne forvekslet båden med en skildpadde og derfor angrebet den. Og hvis der er én ting, der er værre end at svømme rundt med en 17 meter lang rovøgle, er det at svømme rundt med hele dens familie. Kæmpe mosasaurerne færdes ofte i flokke for at beskytte deres unger. De angriber og æder stort set alt. Hajer, skildpadder, kæmpe blæksprutter, selv andre mosasaurer. Nu er der anrettet med 3 mennesker i vandet ved siden af deres væltede gummibåd. I første omgang kastede de sig over båden. Alle tiders farligste have var Kridthavet det værste.
Everyone okay? Yeah.
Og nu var det værste overstået. Næsten. Læs om søuhyrer og spil på kidstv2.dk.